Hi everyone, it's Sunday, August 11th, and we decided to do a video to give you guys a walk around of the camper.
Yeah, in the videos that we posted just in the past couple weeks, we had a video of us picking up the camper in Grass Valley, and in the comments a lot of people wanted to see a walk around, so we're going to do this a little out of order and do a quick walk around the camper and show you, what it's all about and things like that, and see how it turns out.
Exactly.
The way XP does this is they do a flatbed conversion on your pickup truck. Now you can pretty much use whatever you want. This is a Ford F-150, and they did this flatbed conversion for us. The way this camping system works is this is the flatbed here, this is the camper here. Now this is a riser, and the reason why it's in here is so that you can get the camper up above the cap. If you had a standard height flatbed or a different truck, you might not need this riser, but these pins, there's a pin on each corner here, one up there, one back here, and obviously two on the other side. You undo these bolts, pull these pins out, put basically standard truck bed camper jacks in these slots. There's a little adapter they make which is made out of square tubing. Jack the thing up and it comes up off of that flatbed. That way it turns your pickup back into a pickup.
One of the main reasons that we liked this camper is that you can remove the camper, which means that we can use the flatbed, because the majority of the time we use the pickup truck for doing jobs around the house, and we're only able to camp a couple of times a year, so this way we still get full use of our pickup truck.
Also, the reason why we went with a flatbed conversion is because you get a lot more space inside the camper, or I should say a lot more usable space in the camper, because it eliminates the wheel wells and the sides of the pickup bed. Now, of course, that's not for everybody. I mean, a standard truck bed camper is great. I mean, they make a bunch of them, but we just decided to go with this because we liked it. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of the flatbed, Lori.
All right, there's tons of storage in the flatbed. Actually, more storage than we need, we found in our last camping trip. But these all open, tons of space in there.
We put the little mats inside.
And because we needed the riser here, so that, as my husband explained, we needed to get this moved up so that it would fit over the top of the truck, they had to put the riser in, and there's storage in here also. So let me show you inside of this area. There's a decent amount for flat things. We've been storing a couple of our little step stools. You can fit a table in there. Also, along the back, there's more storage. In the bumper, there's actually room in here. So we thought it's pretty cool that they do really try to make use of all the space that's available.
Guess you could put a fishing pole in there.
Yes, you could, and we have even more storage here too. I think this is unlocked. Yep. This is a huge drawer. Tons of space in there. Check that out. And this you can lift up. As you can see.
All right, let's see what's in the storage compartments on the sides. On this side, we call this the water side. This camper comes with 27 gallons of fresh water stored in this tank right here, and the fill is up underneath the top there. Once you raise the top up, the fill's right up there, and it's kind of a security thing, the reason they do that, and you can't really tamper with the water when the top's down. This is the diesel tank. All the appliances inside run off diesel, the cooktop and the hot water tank and the hot air heater. Triple filtration, you have pleated, carbon, and ceramic there. The fridge is right behind that, which opens up inside. This is where the toilet sets, and it pulls out through that door right there to go to the inside. So we call that the water side, right, Lori?
Yes, that's our water side. We even have a nice little light here for when it's dark out.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. They put LED lights in, and all the storage compartments are heated in this thing too. Let's go over to the other side and see what's over there. On this side, we consider this the electrical side. Let me close the cabinet here. Of course, big giant AGM battery, solar shut off there, and then the main shut off there. This is the water tank on the other side, and it has a transducer, I guess you'd call it, or something that monitors the water on this side. Lots of storage, and what's nice is these cabinets underneath the kitchen counter, and you can see there you have access from the outside to the inside of the kitchen cabinets, which is nice, so you don't have to load or raise the top every time you want to load your groceries. While we're on the subject of electrical, you can see up on the roof there's 3 100-watt solar panels, and they really crank it out. They're flat panels, just flexi panels, and they really do a good job. Just behind there on that side there's a smart plug right on that vertical piece, and if you are at home or whatever, you can plug it in and it'll keep the battery charged and stuff like that. The camper is also plugged into the truck. Here's 2 12-volt lines that come out and hook into the alternator of the truck, and when you remove the camper off the flatbed, you just disconnect those. The 2 main ones are for 12 volt, and then this little tiny one is for the 3rd brake light that's on the back.
So you can see that there's canopies on this. We opted to get 2 canopies, 1 on each side. We figured depending on where the sun was coming in, and it would also give us extra coverage in case of rain. But it's, you know, the ARB, been around for a long time, very functional. I don't know what this is. These are our exhausts for the appliances inside. I believe this is for the heat, if I remember correctly, and this is for the stovetop. They're both, like we said, diesel. So be careful, they get really hot.
That's probably why they put that thing that says caution hot there.
Exactly.
Weird. Inside this camper, you know, obviously there's a sink, and it has about 1.5 gallon tank inside that helps store gray water. But this is just the it's just a hose connection, so you can hook a hose to it and drain your gray water out when you want to empty that tank. Over on this side, this is the winterization port for the dual top in the winter time, and you can also select to dump your water out of the dual top. If it gets cold, it'll automatically kick everything out of it if it senses that it's below freezing temperature inside. On the other side, this is the shower, same fitting as the other side. When you take a shower, water comes out here, and we just hook a hose to it and empty it out.
Right, we just put a relatively long hose and put it away from camp, and that works out really well. All right, they give you a remote in order to raise up the camper, but we generally do it manually. We had it in our pocket one time and it started working, and so it kind of made us uncomfortable, so we just do it manually. So I'm going to go over here and press the button.
Yeah, the switch is in the in one of the compartments in the electrical side. So we just tend to open up that compartment and just put the top up. Now the top is actuated by 2 electric actuators that basically come from the boat industry that shove that top up. And there it is. Pretty straightforward. I don't know, maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Something like that.
All right, so here's where you fill the water, the tank.
And it's a stainless steel, another boat industry type thing. It has a key that you can lock it to, can't be tampered with when it's up, but when it's down, the top comes up and covers the whole thing up, so you really can't mess with it when the top's down.
Yeah, so we really don't worry about it.
First thing you notice about this thing once you raise it up is, man, it is tall. I mean, that top is way up there. And camping in it, we really didn't notice that it was a big wind issue. We thought that the wind would blow us around pretty bad when we're camping, get a side wind, but I really never noticed anything bad. Did you, Lori?
No, I didn't notice anything.
Not like when we had our rooftop tent. All right, Lori, let's show them the stairs.
Okay, time to open it up. Let's undo this first. Got our little door here and the ladder in here. Just pull it out. Sit it down. Open this up. And there she is.
Let's head in here. right, this is what the camper looks like when it's collapsed. When you pack it up to drive, you take the mattress and you put it in its deployed position. There's what the mattress looks like when you push it up in the nose. Now you do this when you're in here basically living and cooking and stuff like that, because it gives you all of this counter space. You go up here towards the nose, and that's way up there, of course. Enough to, I'm gonna rotate around. Dinette, and move the pillows. This goes up here like this. So dinette. Window there with dual pane there. Obviously sink. I have to put the stuff out for the sink. Cooktop. More counter space. Underneath the bed is more storage too. They give you these bags that go in. They push all the way up into the front there. Let me get my little stick out. It's so far away that I get this stick from Home Depot so I can tuck the bags in because they're so far up there. It's got to be like 4 feet. And then there's the actuators there and there that lifts the top. Come on, Lori.
All right. Oh, I don't think I need my sunglasses in here.
We're gonna have to open the windows.
I know, let's do that. Let's and turn the fans on so we can get a little cool.
Oh, that feels better already. Oh.
All right. You want to get the skylight too?
I think I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Let's change spot.
All right, let's get the fan opened up. There we go.
I think we're going to have to slow those things down or we won't be able to hear anything.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. Let me go down. This one's on fire.
Yeah.
How's that?
There, that's better. All right, let's review what we have in here. First and foremost, the refrigerator.
Yes.
It's a Dometic 12-volt compressor fridge and with a freezer. Surprisingly, it really does a good job. I was pretty surprised how well it did.
Yeah, it worked great, and we had plenty of room in this refrigerator.
Yeah.
That was great.
Next up is the kind of the control panel, I guess you want to go with. On this side is the cooktop. This is on-off, high altitude, and this is how you adjust the temperature. Down below is the Webasto dual top. Again, hot water. This is low hot water, high hot water, just hot air and hot water. Then you have, I forget what this setting is. Oh, this is the winterization. Turn it on there in case it gets cold if you're not in the camper. And then this is also a manual override for draining the tank. This is the thermostat to set the hot air. Tanks. So this is your pump switch. Tells you your level of your gray tank underneath the sink, and also your fresh tank, which is up in the nose. We don't have a black tank. Solar controller. It's just a GoPower solar controller.
You forgot to say it gives you battery power too.
Oh yeah, that's right, battery. But so does the GoPro controller, so it's kind of redundant. Down at the end, Blue Sea fuse box, and then down all the way down there, 12-volt USB and a standard 12-volt round plug.
This sink is a really cool, all made to fit in one piece. I
think it's a Dometic sink, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay, so anyway, you're supposed to open it up and put this to secure it, and it comes with a nice little rack here for doing your dishes and things. And we have this pan, whoops, use in here. It comes with your cutting board And it also has your little dish rack that fits right in, right like that. So there's lots of room here to do your dishes. The faucet in this is multi-purpose. You can use it obviously in the sink. It also is long enough that you can use it to take your shower, which we will talk about in a little bit, or you can stick it out the window if you want and you can take a shower outside. So that's really pretty cool. Now there's also a couple of ways to control the faucet. You can either control it by squeezing this, or you can use your, I guess it's supposed to be for your knee. I don't know, they call it a knee thing,
or a foot switch.
Or a foot switch, but we just use it with our hip. And you can do your dishes and push that to get the power, to get the water up.
Yep, turns the water on and off every time you press it. So Laura, you say to yourself, why a diesel top though?
Well, I think one of the main reasons they chose the diesel top is so that this camper would not be reliant on propane. And you can get a lot more energy out of diesel fuel versus having the huge weight of the propane tanks.
Yep, so you give up a little bit convenience, but it's nice. Oh, and no open flame.
That is true. So as you can see, the countertop, when the bed is pushed back, is significantly large. So there's plenty of room for cooking. And the kitchen has a ridiculous amount of space. You can see above the refrigerator, there is a huge pull-out drawer. We use it for all of our utensils. Next to the fridge here, under the control panel, our double shelf, and you can see, which we showed you on the back side, that you can actually open this from outside. We have another whole area for storage here. And there's storage even under the sink. And another really nice drawer that's in here.
Underneath the kitchen sink is the cubby where the dual top is actually kept. Now, this big giant one is where the air goes in, so return air, and then air here, and hot air comes out of there, and then you got a light down there, a little switch that controls that light and the light that's just outside the door. Another thing that we wanted to have in this camper was a place to use the bathroom.
Correct. Now, as you can see, there's no designated space for a bathroom, but they do store the commode, the porta potty under here, and you just slide it out to use it.
Right, and what's nice is at nighttime, that's mainly when we're using it, is just pull this release and it just pulls up out of here on its little slider, and then you just lock it back down.
Behind this cushion, there's even more storage. This is needed for your head when you're sleeping. You take off the cushions. This Velcro's really strong. And you lift this up, and when you pull the cushion out, it goes out to here. So that's basically where your head goes. But underneath of this, if you can show, there is tons of storage under there.
All right, now the manufacturer says you can sleep a third person in here, which you'd have to be a short third person, I think. But to do it, you put the table down so it's flat like that. And you take the cushions.
Put the cushions, line them up.
You take that cushion, you put it flat there. Take the other cushion, you line it up, you know, across there. You get the idea, right?
But I think the funny thing about it is your feet have to go
Your feet go in that hole right there. Or I guess if you're a child, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but most adults aren't going to fit on there.
Correct.
Or if they do, they're not going to be very comfortable.
Now, more storage. Take a look at that.
This is where we keep all our dirty clothes, if you can believe that. So that's really deep in there.
Like super deep. It's unbelievable. I could probably almost climb in there and fit in there.
Yeah. When we were talking about the windows, we kind of skipped over this idea. These are a lot like a lot of other windows. They have the pull-up blinds, so you can push the blind up like that. Clips in there. And then you just grab the two and pull it down and it turns into a screen. So roll up, roll down. We really liked it because when we camp in a Walmart or places like that, we can just basically put these up all the way and it blocks almost all the light out, or you just crack them open just a little bit. Whoops. Crack them open just a little bit, let some air in, and then people can't see inside the camper. Really makes it nice. Up on the ceiling we have more storage. These are just like little clear snap storage cubbies. There's our first aid kit up there. LED light there, just switch on and off. There's these pull out lights here that bend down. They're red or white. You just turn them on and off with that little thing there. Little knob. Same as on the other side there. Oops. And another LED light over there. Of course, carbon monoxide detector. And the skylight too has a shade and screen. So shade all the way over that way, and screen pulls over all the way that way. Another one of the things that we said we needed to have was an indoor shower.
Exactly. And I know it doesn't look like there's an indoor shower in this camper, but there is. And I will show you how it works. So, I forgot this cushion needs to go.
To prep for it, you put the table down, you fold it down into its spot, like that. After you fold the table down, you can see that there's a grate in the bottom, and this grate is the actual shower base. And it's just teak. See, there's the drain right there. All this is a place for you to stand while you take your shower. Now to prep for it, we have to remove some of the cushions. So let's do that. What we do is we take the cushions off and we'll store them up in the nose. Now you probably don't need to take the cushions off, the bottom cushions, but we just do because, you know, if they get wet, I mean, that would kind of take a while to dry out.
Right. Now underneath of the pan is a little cubby, and here's your shower curtain. You just install it in these hooks in the ceiling. They've made these on tabs that accommodate for the height here. And then it's all Velcro. We did notice that when we took a shower, we didn't really have much problems with water spraying out at all with all this Velcro.
And it's Velcroed at the bottom too, so it keeps the shower curtain in the pan.
Yep, right here.
Then all you do
Yep.
is set your water temperature.
And there is, which we didn't use, there is a holder for,
Yeah, wrapping around the handle.
Yeah.
You can hook it up there, but we just found that I just hold the shower nozzle for you,
yeah.
and you hold it for me. So like we thought when we first did this, which is kind of funny, when you take a shower, the shower curtain obviously is soaking wet, you know, on the inside. There's no water that gets out, which is surprising. We bought a little shower mat for the floor that we put in front of the shower because, you know, it's kind of nice to get out on the shower mat, right? But what we did with the shower curtain after we're done is we just take it and push it out the window and hang it off of the hooks out on the window there, and put the screen up, and then the shower curtain just blows in the breeze and dries out.
Dries really fast.
We almost forgot to talk about the mattress. This mattress has the Froley sleep system in it. It has the springs that are built into the bottom of this mat. So this mat's cut out, and the springs are put in the bottom on both of them, this one and that one. But one thing we did notice sleeping in it was we call this the sub 6-footer camper, because when those two mattresses are deployed and they're in their spots here, if you were over 6 foot, I don't think you would sleep very comfortably in here, would you?
No, you'd have to curl up with pulling your legs up, and I just don't feel like it would be that comfortable.
Yeah, if you're a back sleeper, you'd have trouble. If you're a side sleeper, it'd be no big deal.
Yeah, I feel like this camper is like the perfect size for 2 average size adults. If you're over 6 foot, I don't feel like you would be really comfortable in here. And I think it would be really difficult to even accommodate children in here. There's enough room for the 2 of us to get around and to do our cooking, but if you had a little one under your feet, I think it would be difficult.
And what's weird is, you know, there's tons of headroom. So there's enough headroom for a 6-footer, but
not enough for sleeping.
Yeah, you'd have to sleep in a tent outside, right?
So here's the awnings deployed. We have the one on this side, and another one over here. gives us a pretty decent amount of shade underneath of the camper.
Well, that's about it for the walkthrough.
We really appreciate you watching the video, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below. Have a great day.
See you next time.